So, gamers and gamettes, I have a joke for you guys. What do you call a JRPG with a open world, as you can see here on the screen, awesome anime fighting cutscenes, and hot waifus with giant titties? A 10 out of 10. Gamers and gamettes, what is going on? My name is Tanak127 and welcome back to another video. And guys, in today's video, I want to talk to y'all about Atelier Yumia. I hope I said that right, because if I didn't, forgive me, alright? This is my first time playing one of the games in the series, so please let me slide, alright? Be delicate, be gentle. And also, I do want to give a special thank you and shout out to Koei Tecmo for hooking me up with a review key of Atelier Yumia. Alright, so, first and foremost, 100% spoiler-free gameplay, alright? Because we're just doing nothing but running around the open world here. We're just collecting stuff, doing random battles. We're doing nothing special whatsoever. I'm literally just showing you guys the flow of the game, the flow of the combat, you know, how it works and stuff like that. There is no spoilers in this video. I just want to throw that big fat disclaimer out there. But this is my first time ever playing a game in this series. And guys, I gotta say, I am pretty overwhelmed. This is exciting. This is actually a lot of fun, and I am enjoying this. One thing that threw me off, and I'm not going to say it's a bad thing, but it just threw me off, was how the combat works. It's very different. And let me know down in the comments below if the combat for all of the Atelier games works like this, or not. Just, you know, just let me know that, because I'm very curious. But it's got this weird hybrid of, I don't want to say turn-based and action combat, but it's kind of how it works. Like, it's not 100% action combat. You can't just run around slicing things. There's a battle system and stuff like that, but you can only move like a certain way during battle. You can do your attacks whenever. They do have a slight cooldown, but it's like, I don't know how to explain it. I guess you would call it a hybrid of action and turn, but like, what do you call this combat? Guys, let me know. Sorry, I don't mean to, you know, go so weird, but I'm honestly excited. This game has been a lot of fun so far, and I've honestly been enjoying it. Not to mention the main character's freaking hot. Yeah, I love what I am seeing here so far. The visuals are gorgeous. The soundtrack is awesome. The combat is a lot of fun. You know, it gives me almost vibes of, you know, like classic, you know, JRPGs, but just more modernized. This is what developers need to do with current gen JRPGs. They're just, it's fun, it's refreshing, it's different. You know, there's voice acting, there's awesome character models, the graphics are pretty, there's open world, and like, the funny thing is, right, the cool thing about this game, you run into it. There's a small intro and tutorial. You know, they tell you a little bit about the story, you know, like what's going on and how things are working in the game and stuff like that. And then the next thing you know, after the little combat cutscene that happens in the beginning, which I'm not really going to talk about too much, because like I said, you know, spoiler free. I'm going to keep that promise here as much as possible. They literally just introduce you to two other characters, throw you in the open world and say, hey, do what you want. And that's literally what I'm doing right now. Like, the gameplay you guys are seeing right here in this video, when I was doing this current gameplay that you guys are looking at, I hadn't even played the game for an hour yet. I kid you guys not. That's how that's how quick, you know, the game just, you know, gets you into good old open world JRPG, do what you want kind of world. There's side quests everywhere, NPCs to talk to, all kinds of different enemies. Some are higher level, some are lower level. Speaking of the enemies and stuff like that in the open world, there's one thing I would recommend with this game. So because it was my first one, right, I made the stupid mistake of putting it on easy. I was like, okay, I've never played a game in this series before, so let me go ahead and set the game to easy, so that way I'm not looking stupid when I make the video. Well, lo and behold, if you guys, watch like the earlier gameplay in the beginning of this video, you guys will notice that I'm knocking the battles out really, really fast. And like, even when I change the difficulty, the battles are just going really, really quick. Now, I'm not saying, the whole game's going to be like this, because, this is just a first impressions at the end of the day. But if you want to challenge out of this game, especially, early on, I would definitely recommend putting it on one of its harder difficulties, either hard or something higher, because the battles are just too easy. I'm talking, you literally get into combat, your partner does a move, you do a move, they're done. And I'm talking, that's like anywhere between 1 and 3 enemies at a time. So I definitely think, there could be a bit more of a challenge there, but that's early game. So, I don't want to speak too harsh. I don't want to put this wish out there and then, I play the game later on hard and I'm just getting clapped. But no, guys, the combat in this game is freaking awesome. The storyline so far is seeming really good. I love the voice acting on the characters. Unfortunately for you guys who like English dub, there is no English voice acting. The voice acting is in Japanese. But however, guys, it is really, really good. The developers behind this game, oh man, I'm so intrigued to play some of the other ones now, because this is just fun. And like I said, guys, it reminds me of just older JRPGs, but just modernized. And it's just like a really fun, fresh, and just new kind of feel. And I'm liking every second of it. The Atelier games, I definitely want to try more of these. I'm having fun with this so far. Like I said, if I could make any complaint whatsoever, I feel like the combat could be a bit more difficult, even in the beginning, just in case the game really is, just like drastically harder later on. I just feel like it really babies you early on. That's my only complaint. Other than that, guys, I'm having a great time with it, and I definitely think y'all should check this one out. If y'all enjoyed today's video, smash that like. I'll see y'all in the next one. Peace out. Have a good one.